Good evening, and welcome to the day 15 of the 30-day mental diet. Would like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to tune in. We are almost halfway there. This is day number 15 of the 30-day mental diet. And if you have followed along every single day, I would like to congratulate you because it takes a lot of discipline to stick with a diet, any diet, whether it be a food diet or a mental diet. It takes discipline to stay consistent every day, and I would like to congratulate you for going this far. You're halfway there, and we just have 15 more days to go. Today's lesson is the art of getting along with people, and the next seven lessons has to do with man's relationship with other people. It's important that we recognize that we are not here alone. There are billions of other souls upon this planet, and we have to learn to get along with them so that we can get what we want as we are traveling through this time and space. Let me read the first paragraph. The art of getting along with people. People do not need to be problems. That's what the underneath says. It says you cannot avoid contacting people, so it becomes a matter of great importance that your contacts are of a harmonious nature. Whether your contact with others presents problems, rest not in others, but in yourself. And that's a very important thing you should think about. And this is a strong premise that's being said here. It says, your contact with others, if there is a problem with somebody, if you have a problem getting along with a schoolmate, a co-worker, a boss, whoever it is, the problem doesn't necessarily rest with that person, but really rests with you. And let's see why. The next paragraph says, know thyself. One of the first steps involved in being able to get along with other people is to learn to get along with yourself. This may sound strange, but upon a careful analysis, you may find that you're having a running battle with yourself in one way or another. Before you can get along with others, your own house must be in order. Properly understood, this means that you should get rid of all jealousies, hatred, resentment, and dislike of others. Life has nothing against any other expression of itself. If you can bring yourself to the realization of this, then you'll find that you have a great foundation in which to start creating a happier relationship. Now, this is very interesting because we do this 30-day mental diet every year coming into the Passover. And the Passover, one of the things that we do is we try to clean out our house of all leaven. Anything. And the scripture says to clear out the leaven in your heart. The leaven in your heart is hatred, jealousy, and strife. So before we take communion on the Passover, we have to clear out anything that's within our heart that is making us impure. And it all starts within our minds and in our hearts. So it's interesting here that it says that we must first get rid of all our jealousies, hatred, resentments, and dislike of others. That is very, very strong. So When we get rid of those things, we find that we get along with our fellow man much better, because these things are are what defiles our heart. This is what defiles a man. If you read in the scriptures, Christ said that it's not what a man eats and puts into his body that defiles him, but for what comes from within his heart. And from within his heart comes envying, murders, strife, and all these things. So this is the important thing about the 30-day mental diet. What you're trying to do here is not only clean out your mind, but also when you clean your mind, you also clean your heart. Let's move to the next paragraph. People can be to you only what you are to them. Not only in the way you act, but the way you think. They reflect back to you what you really are. Now, remember I said to you several lessons ago, I said to you, everything in your life is a reflection of your consciousness. And what is being said here? It says, the way you act and the way you think is being reflected back to you. Are you having trouble getting along with other people? Are you having a running argument in your mind with the person? Do you have some type of envy, jealousy of that person within your heart or within your mind? This is why you're having trouble. And what you're harboring in your mind and in your heart is being reflected back to you. And this is what's causing the disharmony. Let's go to the next. In that same paragraph, you cannot have a smile on your face and hatred in your thoughts and have harmony prevail. Thought is too powerful and creative a thing for you to believe you could get by with presenting a false front to the world. You first have to become what you would have another person be to you. To have a friend, you must first be a friend. You come right back to the basic proposition of cause and effect. So wait, to have a friend, you must first be a friend. Are you a friendly person? Are you truly friendly? Or are you trying to put out a front, but your heart really says, I am not this person's friend? You cannot have that in your life, because what happens is your thoughts will always betray you. So even though you may be trying to act polite and act friendly, but if in your heart there's a problem, it will reflect out, and the other person will detect that. Let's move down. This paragraph says, molehills out of mountains. Very often, some minor incident may cause you to become irritated with another person. After this, you studiously look for other things about that person that can irritate you. The more you search for them, the more you will create them out of the process of your own thought. The whole process keeps growing like a rolling snowball until it is entirely out of control. And a real serious problem results, which causes nothing but damage and harm. Do not attempt to place any blame on the other person. You need to deal with it yourself. Let's stop there for a second and let's think about what is being said here. A lot of times people are in relationships and the relationship may have went bad. let's say it's a romantic relationship. Now you enter into another relationship, and if you detect something from your previous relationship that was negative, that you did not like, for some reason you will become irritated and your mind will go back to that past relationship, that past hurt. And all of a sudden, what may have been something small and innocent, this thing becomes a big thing, and the next second relationship that you're in after this it doesn't work out. This happens all the time. We see a pattern from a previous relationship, and we bring that pattern into the new relationship, and we notice that pattern, but maybe that person is not following the previous pattern, but your mind already went to the previous pattern from the past negative relationship. This is important. We make a mountain out of a molehill. Okay, first thing that is said here in this paragraph is start by dismissing every negative thought you have about the other person. Dismiss the thoughts. And in some way, discover something about that person that you like. One of the things I always tell people is that never let other people tell you not to like a person. There's always something about someone that you can like. So you have to ask yourself, am I being a critical thinker? Am I critically looking at this person's mannerism, this person's behavior, this person's idiosyncrasies? And am I giving them a really good look? Or am I judging them according to what's in my heart or what someone else says about this person? Let's move forward. You decide for yourself. That's what this paragraph says. You can't divide yourself. I'm sorry. In the middle of this paragraph, it says, to the extent you permit yourself to have inharmonious relationships in certain areas of experience, you will be depriving yourself to a large degree of harmony with others. Let's go on down. Like begets like. It is an inevitable and immutable fact that like begets like. Your relationship with others rests entirely upon the patterns of your own thinking. The actions and attitudes towards you by the members of your family, your business associates, your neighbors, and casual acquaintances are but reflections of how you feel towards them. In order to get along with people, it is necessary first to establish concepts of harmonious relationships in your own mind and act accordingly. You know, I have worked with many difficult people over the years. And one of the strategies I had to deal with difficult people was recognizing what I liked about that person, even though they were difficult, and recognizing what I did not like. And sometimes when the person did something I didn't like, I let them know, and I would say, "Oh, that's how he is," and I would just ignore and dismiss their behavior, because I know that people are not their behavior. People have the ability to behave good, and people have the ability to behave bad according to different circumstances also. So always remember that we are made in the image and likeness of God. We are not our behavior. You should not also remember that you are not your behavior. So you should never let anyone judge you by your behaviors. Because when you behaved a certain way when you were a child, or maybe last month you behaved a certain way, you repented, and now you might decide, you know what? I really behaved bad in this situation, that situation. I'm going to change. So you realize your behavior can change, and as long as your behavior change, your attitude towards other people can change. Also, your relationships with other people can also change. Let's move forward and let me read a piece of the mental stimulus. In Matthew 7:12, it says, "Therefore, all things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them. For this is the law and the prophets." Let's read the diet together. I would like everyone to follow along in the diets. The diets are very, very important. And like I said to you before, when you read the diet, read it with passion, read it with emotion, and send the words of this diet straight to your subconscious mind. This is what the 30-day mental diet is all about. Let's read Today, I firmly establish in my mind that I am at peace with myself and have harmonious relationships with all those about me. I no longer inhibit the flow through me of the love which God has for all his creation. I rid my mind of all negative attitudes toward others and express only love, consideration, and appreciation for them. As I let my thought dwell solely on the desirable qualities in others and overlook the rest, that which I overlook ceases to exist for me. I first discover in myself all those qualities which I would find in others. Then, regardless of present relationships, I know and declare that they can be to me only what I believe them to be. As I cooperate with them, offering the best and finest that I have, there is a similar response which establishes a cooperative effort for the fuller enjoyment of a happier, more harmonious life for all. As I now make a greater effort to reflect the real nature of life in my thoughts and acts, all my relationships with others develop into a mutual endeavor to express and experience the abundant good that life affords. Think about that. Let's read the capsule supplement together. Today and every day, there is established between myself and everyone with whom I associate a harmonious relationship, which is a reflection of the love and good which I bear towards them. All differences of the past are removed and replaced with an increasing mutual understanding and endeavor. I want to thank you for going this far in the 30-day mental diet. If you like this video, you like these lessons, please, of the 30-day mental diet. Thank you.